What's up, guys? This is Anime Crossover. I'm back with a new episode of What If Naruto Was Goku's Descendant Part 3. And if you did enjoy this video, give this video a like. And if you're new to my channel and like my content, subscribe and hit that notification bell for my crossover fictions with a twist. Now let's begin this new video.
Part 5 of Chapter 5, Prologue, Hero, Today is the Day. Naruto said as he stretched his legs on his balcony as the morning sun shone down over the land of fire. Today is the day I pass this exam and officially become a leaf ninja of the Hidden Leaf Village. He exclaimed happily as he smashed a fist into the palm of one of his hands, a smile on his lips. You exude confidence. Naruto turned around and saw Master Zen perched on the edge of the roof just above his balcony floor. Master Zen, what exactly are you doing here? I just came by to wish you luck and give you a gift. A gift? Naruto inquired, a smile spreading across his face. Catch. Master Zen said, flinging what appeared to be something wrapped in a brown cloth and shaped like a pipe, round and long. I saw how Sasuke destroyed your staff during your fight and decided to give it to you as a reward for how far you've come. Naruto pulls the fabric, allowing it to fall into the wooden flooring of his balcony, revealing what appeared to be a pipe of 20 inches in length, and he even noticed what appeared to be a sign within its center with what appeared to be a red Z. You got me a pipe? Naruto inquired, looking up to Zen with a puzzled expression. Master Zen smiled before instructing Naruto to press the button within the center. Naruto returned his gaze to the so-called pipe at the Z, having never considered it to be a button. This button. Naruto pressed it, and what appeared to be an additional 30 inches in length sprang out from both ends of the sliver so-called pipe, but these parts of the disclosed staff are colored red, so the total length of the staff was 80 inches. It's a staff. Naruto said gleefully as he began to test the staff by spinning it around his form, demonstrating his enhanced proficiency with staffs. This is a very special staff that I used back in my day called the Z-Staff, and I am passing it down to you from master to pupil right now. Naruto paused while spinning the staff and exclaimed, awesome. What is unique about this staff is the ability to channel chakra within it, and when doing so, the element of lighting will crackle within the red ends of the Z-Staff. You can even separate the staff into sort of Eskrima sticks and do the same channeling chakra within them, but be warned that you will have to channel your chakra through them individually to induce the lighting element effect, which will take up more chakra than if you induced this effect within the F. Naruto did as instructed, bringing his hands closer to the middle and holding around opposite sides of the Z symbol, and a click can be heard with a twist with one hand forward and the other back. Naruto separated them with the sides of the Z sign now separated from one another, much as he separated the Eskrima sticks from one another to inspect them. That is so awesome, exclaimed Naruto. Thank you, Master Zen, but I don't know anything about channeling my chakra through weapons? True, we'll get to that later, but don't forget to reattach them together like you did when you separated them. Naruto did as instructed, twisting them together and giving off another clink to indicate that they were reattached to one another. He then held out the Z-Staff in front of him, and by clicking on the Z in the center, the red ends of the staff returned back within. Do you think you like it? Like it, love it, good to hear. Naruto twirled the Z-Staff within and under his sash, which was tightly bound. Now you had better get going, Naruto. I will. Knock it out of the park, kid. Master Zen had departed from his post. Naruto turned around and ran off in the direction of the Leaf Village Ninja Academy, shouting aloud. Here I go. Naruto arrived at the academy a few minutes later, strolling down the hall toward his classroom's open door, and he still had a few minutes before the exam started. Because today was the graduation test, it was one of those days where you were free to leave after everyone had completed their exam inside their class. Hooray! Naruto, on the other hand, couldn't celebrate just yet because he still had to take the exam and pass it, but he was confident that he would, and it was good to have a positive attitude. Naruto came to a halt as he approached the door ahead, thinking that he could hear something approaching from the distance. Then he wondered if he could feel something with his feet rumbling. What the? Naruto peered over his shoulder and his eyes widened as he saw Ino and Sakura speeding down the hall neck and neck, leaving a smoke trail in their wake and throwing each other death glares. As both Ino and Sakura stampeded past below him, Naruto managed to leap into the air in time, sticking the bottom of his feet to the ceiling by manipulating his chakra. The upside-down Naruto turned around to face the open classroom door, where he saw both Ino and Sakura trapped shoulder to shoulder. Must be trying to see who gets to sit next to Sasuke first, Naruto reasoned as he landed securely on his feet and walked toward the blocked classroom doorway. Out of the way, Ino pig, you get out of my way, forehead. Excuse me. Naruto excused himself as he vaulted up and over the two girls, raising his feet up and making sure his feet would not touch their heads before casually heading up the steps to his normal seating. Both Ino and Sakura then tried to squeeze through the doorway to get to Sasuke first. After taking his normal seat, Naruto waits until Iruka and Mizuki arrive to give them their tests that will determine whether or not they may become genin, but in the meanwhile he listens to the talks in the classroom. Do you think Sasuke could possibly be the one to become such a legendary warrior? A girl next to her said. Legendary warrior? Pondered Naruto. Do you mean? Both girls then said at the same time. The legendary Super Saiyan, says the narrator. The Super? What's it now? Naruto said, staring up at the two girls a level above him over his shoulder. Hey, mind your own business, Naruto, exclaimed the first girl. There was no need to yell, I was just curious what you two were talking about. Why should you even know if you're never going to be one? The second girl asked. I guess it's not that important then, Naruto remarked, glancing away with a little smile. Not important, shouted both girls at him. Hook, line, and sinker, Naruto reflected as he looked over his shoulder. I mean, it can't be because only a few things pique my interest. What rock have you been living under, Uzumaki? Everyone in the school knows about the legend of the Super Saiyan, the ultimate warrior. It doesn't sound all that great. A Super Saiyan is a legend and is said to be a state of power that a ninja can reach once he has surpassed the lines of the limits. It has been told throughout our history since the beginning of the leaf, you idiot. Even Iruka-sensei told everyone in this room of the legend of the Super Saiyan, so weren't you listening that day? I was either late or asleep, so is this Super Saiyan supposed to be a level of power that anyone can achieve? That's right, and when one does it, they basically become like gods, invincible, and the strongest in the world, the first female explained. And Sasuke is the only one who has the best chance of reaching such a level, the second girl remarked as they both turned to face Sasuke. You two say that anyone can become a Super Saiyan? Yes. Has anyone ever become this so-called Super Saiyan before then? Naruto inquired. The two girls racked their thoughts for an explanation, not knowing if anyone in history had done so. Anything in there? We're pretty, someone has, both females exclaimed simultaneously. So you basically don't know, and no one has actually become this so-called Super Saiyan, right? There's no proof of it, Shikamaru, who was not far away behind his desk, kicking back in his seat with closed eyelids, replied abruptly. It's just a fairy tale, is all that parents tell their little kids to put them to sleep or to give them big hopes for them to become such a thing, if they decide to become ninjas of the village. Sounds like a load of crock to me, Naruto muttered, crossing his arms across his chest once more. Shikamaru responded, agreed. You just sit back and watch as Sasuke becomes a Super Saiyan, accomplishing something that neither of you had a chance of doing from the start, both girls contended. I couldn't care less. Shikamaru yawned. If it's true, why hasn't anyone seen or become one, and how are you supposed to know if you or someone has even become such a thing? Naruto questioned, still doubtful of the whole idea. All it sounds like to me is a legend based on the imagination, supported by no proof whatsoever. Yeah, just a fairy tale. Finally, Sakura and Ino enter the room, no longer hurrying to the empty seat next to Sasuke, and Sakura wins. Finally, Iruka entered the room, observing the squabbling in his classroom and couldn't help but smile as he remembered the years he spent training all of these pupils. When he noticed Naruto and Sasuke sitting in their separate chairs, he remembered what he believed he was doing after leaving class yesterday. He did, however, find himself waking up in his desk, face flat against the table, fast asleep. He had no remembrance of the disguised Master Zen, so he concluded it had all been a dream, but something else told him otherwise. He could see that everyone was present and that the genin graduation exam could begin, but he couldn't since Mizuki, who had to accompany him during each student's test, was not present yet. Iruka decided to let the entire class gossip about him as he moved behind his desk to take a seat, and precisely when he did, Naruto appeared in front of his desk. Iruka jumped slightly when she saw Naruto there, not because she was terrified, but because she was astonished by Naruto's enhanced speed. Those specific studies Naruto must have been putting in must have paid off, especially after what he saw yesterday on the academy training field. Hello, Naruto, do you need anything? Actually, it's more of a question. Is it about the exam, because you know I can't tell you anything or give you any sort of advice, right? It's not about that, but about this legend I just heard and learned about. A legend? Says one. Something about the legend of the Super Saiyan? Naruto, didn't you pay attention in class? I thought I told the entire class about the legend? Don't be mad, but I fell asleep during that part, Naruto remarked, stroking the back of his head. You fell asleep? Sorry. That's fine. So, can you tell me how this whole Super Saiyan thing started? Well, Naruto, have you ever heard of the Sage of the Six Paths? Who's that? The Sage of Six Paths is said to be the father of ninja. I'm pretty sure I went over this with you, didn't you? Naruto chuckled nervously at him. Of course, because who hasn't, right? But I wouldn't mind a review, you know. Well, he is where the legend of the Super Saiyan is said to have started because he was described to be so powerful that many described him as a god. With that said, everyone revered him as the legendary Super Saiyan, that this is all of course just a legend and not actually proven to this very day. So, how does one become a Super Saiyan? Well, the theory is you have to surpass your very limits, your peak into soaring new heights of strength, thus becoming the Super Saiyan. But remember Naruto that this is all theory and not fact. Until a Super Saiyan is seen and its power obtained, it is just nothing but a mere legend, a fairy tale. In fact, it is this legend that motivates many ninja around the world to do their best, getting stronger through training. Do you believe in such a legend, Iruka-sensei? Nope. You don't? Well, until I see it, I won't believe it, and there hasn't been any news of the rise of a Super Saiyan or sighting of one, so I very much doubt it's true. The Super Saiyan, like the Sage of Six Paths, is myth. I had the same thought, Naruto remarked, crossing his arms across his chest. Believe it or not, Naruto, there are some out there who claim to be Super Saiyans but are not taken seriously or speculated to be one. Such as, did you know that our village's first fire shadow, Hashirama Senju, was rumored to be a Super Saiyan? Seriously. He was a powerful ninja back in the day, Naruto. The way our predecessors fought was described as beyond the scales. Even Sasuke's ancestor, Madara Uchiha, was speculated to be a Super Saiyan as well. Madara and Hashirama back then were the most powerful ninja in the world. So, because of his Uchiha ancestry, his fan club believes he can become this so-called Super Saiyan? Well, I doubt that the secret, if there is one to the myth, of becoming this Super Saiyan has anything to do with the blood of a prestigious clan. Perhaps the strength and will of one's heart then? Naruto inquired, a smile on his face. If it's true, I prefer it that way. If you're worried about Sasuke ever becoming a Super Saiyan, don't be. Never considered it, but you have to admit it's a fascinating legend, no? Yes, it is. Mizuki, a Chunin-ranked ninja, emerges in the room on the floor next to Iruka's desk, capturing both Iruka and Naruto's attention. I'm sorry for the delay, Iruka. I had some unfortunate business to attend to. Not a problem, Mizuki, Iruka responded to his companion before returning to Naruto. You better get back to your seat, Naruto. The exam is about to start, and I wish you luck. Thank you, Iruka-sensei. What I have to show you too will so impress you that you will have to pass me, Naruto promised, smiling. With that conviction in your voice and in your eyes, I am confident you will. Naruto returned to his seat. You didn't give him any hints, right, Iruka? Of course not, but something tells me he'll pass. He did, however, inquire about the legend of the Super Saiyan. Oh? He's skeptical about it, just like I am. I don't know, Iruka, but there are power ninja out there. There are bound to be strong ninja in the world, but that doesn't make them this Super Saiyan. Anyway, don't you think we should get things started right away? Yes, I am sure these students are eager to pass and show off their headbands to their parents. Sure, Iruka replied, returning her gaze to Naruto, who was barely sitting back down, Iruka's face mournful. Unfortunately, Naruto has no parents to show off his skills to. For some reason, when it all started, Sasuke was the first one called in, and when he emerged from the room minutes later, he was wearing the leaf headband on his head, which awed most of the students in the room, as well as his fan club, which he disregarded. He locked eyes with Naruto, and despite the fact that nothing was said between them, Naruto had a strong impression that Sasuke was telling him not to fail through his eyes. Sasuke approached the classroom door, parted it, and exited. After his departure, students were called in one by one, and most of the individuals Naruto knew passed until it was finally his turn, and for some strange reason, he was the last to be tested. He had no idea why they didn't just go in alphabetical order. Naruto was now in a room where he could see Iruka and Mizuki sitting behind a table with headbands on it. Now Naruto, in order to pass, you must perform the transformation jutsu, substitution jutsu, clone jutsu, body flicker, and finally a jutsu you have learned entirely on your own. Naruto smiled and answered, no problem. If it is, then show us, Iruka urged, his own smile on his face. All he had to do for the change was morph into Iruka himself, whom the real guy examined to ensure that every detail was correct. If there was even one flaw in the transformation, Naruto would have failed the exam. Fortunately, Naruto did not fail this phase of the test. Naruto quickly reverted to himself, with Iruka complimenting him on a job well done. I couldn't help but remember the times when Naruto had problems with the jutsu, but now it was no problem for the youngster. That was excellent, Naruto. Now for the substitution. Iruka launched a single shuriken towards Naruto without warning, which astonished the boy. The shuriken stabbed into Naruto's chest, knocking him off his feet, and Iruka was immediately concerned when Naruto abruptly poofed into smoke, revealing a chair in his place that crashed to the floor. The shuriken still stabbed into it. That was a close one, Naruto's voice commented as the youngster was revealed to be in another part of the room, where a chair sat off to the side that had been placed there just for this purpose. You're doing great so far, Naruto. Can you perform the clone jutsu for us? Iruka questioned as Naruto walked back to his original position. There is no way Naruto can perform that jutsu. He has always had difficulty with it from what I can remember, Mizuki thought, although he was never constantly at the academy every day to watch Naruto's growth, since if he had stayed around longer, he would have seen Naruto mastered it long ago. Naruto used his chakra to make the necessary seal and shouted aloud. Clone jutsu, says the narrator. A puff of smoke followed, and as it cleared, there stood a perfect clone of Naruto, startling Mizuki. How's that? Naruto inquired. I remember you having the most trouble with this jutsu. You must have practiced it a lot to get it down, haven't you? Iruka inquired. Sure did, and I eventually got it down. Good job, Naruto. Now all you need is the body flicker. Can you do it? Oh yeah, Naruto responded, making a fist in front of himself. Then demonstrate by moving from your current spot to that X on the floor over there, Iruka remarked, pointing to Naruto's right. So I just have to reappear upon that X? That's exactly right. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Naruto returned to Iruka with a smile on his face, to which Iruka returned, knowing that the smile indicated Naruto had already passed. Naruto jumped back through the air, spinning his body and raising a single-hand seal before himself before vanishing in a whirl of smoke. Iruka and Mizuki looked to the right, where they saw Naruto reappear from the sky, drop down, and land right on top of the X as instructed. Iruka claps as the youngster rises up with a smile and his hands on his hips, while Mizuki remains silent while wearing his fake smile. Well done, Naruto, well done, Iruka exclaimed as Naruto walked back. I'm sure Naruto won't pass this part of the test because he has to perform a jutsu he learned on his own, and since most of the village's people have other leaf ninja among them, they won't help him learn anything new, Mizuki reasoned. Now comes the critical part of the test, Naruto, and it is required for you to pass. You must demonstrate a jutsu you have learned in addition to any academy-level technique. Do you have one? You said you learned? Naruto inquired. Yes, is it also developed? Developed? Iruka asked again. Are you telling us, Naruto, that you created your own jutsu? No way, Mizuki said. That's right, and I'm sure it'll blow you guys away. Well, now that you've piqued our interest, Naruto, go on and get on with it, Iruka replied, a smirk on his lips. You've got it. Has Naruto actually created a new jutsu? Only a genius could accomplish something like that, Mizuki wondered. Naruto closed his eyes and raised his right hand, as if holding something or presenting something to the two Chunin ninja. Here goes, Naruto declared. This required his ki rather than chakra, so he remembered Master Zen's instructions on harnessing ki as well as using it as a weapon. Iruka notices Naruto's calm and concentration, but he doesn't notice any chakra in use, which strikes him as peculiar. Is Naruto in jeopardy, or does he really have nothing to show for it? That's when Mizuki and Iruka both sensed an unfamiliar alien form of energy emanating from Naruto that didn't seem like chakra at all, but rather something more potent than chakra itself. The two wondered if it had anything to do with the 9 tails imprisoned within Naruto, but the way this energy felt stated otherwise because it didn't feel foul at all. What was it? Finally, both Chunins noticed a small light faint over Naruto's palm that slowly but steadily increased in size, causing both Chunin's jaws slightly open. Then it swelled to the size of a basketball, and Naruto opened his eyes to see the ball of ki hovering above his hand. So, Iruka and Mizuki senseis, do I pass? Naruto said as he clenched his hand shut, the ball of ki immediately shrinking and shooting down within the palm of his hand, and when Naruto opened it back up, both Iruka and Mizuki saw it had vanished. Naruto, do explain to us what kind of jutsu that was. Iruka questioned, surprised, having never seen or developed a jutsu like that before. What can I say? I can't tell them the truth. I swore I'd never share Ki's secrets with anyone. Hold on, maybe I can. Naruto? Mizuki inquired. Chakra, exclaimed Naruto abruptly. What? Iruka inquired. You see, it was my chakra that I summoned to the surface, and with it, I can use as a weapon. Naruto lied and revealed the truth at the same time. The deception being that chakra was utilized, and the fact being that it can be used as a weapon if he declared it wasn't chakra. How would you use it as a weapon, Naruto? Iruka inquired. Can you possibly throw it? I can't lie about that. If I say no, Iruka and Mizuki will just dismiss it as a useless made jutsu with no purpose other than a light show, Naruto reasoned. In fact, I could throw it if I wanted to. Really? Iruka inquired, fascinated. Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend any sort of demonstration of that inside. So you just summon your chakra up to the surface and above your palm of your hand? Yes. How do you explain how it was hovering over your palm like that? I honestly don't know the reason for that, Naruto admitted. So, Iruka and Mizuki senseis, do I pass? You didn't just pass. Iruka stated with a scowl on Naruto's face. You passed with flying colors. Congratulations, Naruto. Naruto smiled. Really? Yes, really, Iruka remarked as she stood up and took a headband from the table. It is my honor to present to you an official Hidden Leaf Village headband. Wear it proudly and make your village proud, Iruka said as he tossed the headband toward Naruto, who caught it in the palm of his right hand. You've earned it. Naruto gazed at the headband, and both Iruka and Mizuki thought they saw stars in Naruto's eyes, as well as them starting to water. He wasn't going to cry or anything, was he? He'd better not. Naruto soared into the air, yelling and cheering his heart out. You sure did, Naruto. Mizuki, on the other hand, was not as happy for Naruto because he had other things on his mind, such as his little op that he would have to commit on his own tonight. One thing was certain. After tonight, he would never return to the Leaf and would instead go to his lord. Outside the academy's main doors, children wearing headbands were being applauded by their parents, friends discussing amongst themselves, and classmates. Then, bursting through the main doors and capturing everyone's attention, was none other than Naruto Uzumaki, wearing the leaf headband. I passed, he said, flipping around excitedly and happy back and forth. I don't believe it, Kiba exclaimed. Ino assumed, had to have been out of luck again. Well done, comments Shikamaru. Congratulations, Naruto, Hinata replied to the group. Nice job, Naruto, you earned it, Sakura replied. Naruto landed his flips of joy before Sakura. So, Sakura. What? Do you think we can go on a date right now? Naruto inquired, smiling. Sakura flushed and, with an angry expression and a smirk on her face, administered a bonk to his head, causing him to yelp and bring his hands to the region she bonked him. In your dreams, Naruto. Oh Sakura, why did you have to do that? You and I both know it wasn't that difficult. Yeah, but still, grumbled Naruto. Glad you made it, Naruto, Sasuke remarked, drawing Naruto's focus away from Sasuke and to the left. Well, Sasuke, what did you expect to happen to me, to fail? Not at all. In fact, I'm glad you passed. Now I'll have a somewhat worthy rival to fight in the future. So we're now officially rivals, huh? Make no mistake, Naruto, in the future, there will be one winner and one loser, and I intend to be the winner. No way, not if I have anything to say about it. Won't we see now? Sasuke remarked as he turned and walked away. Until the next time. Yeah, Naruto replied, a smirk on his face. Wow, Sasuke declaring you his rival, Sakura said. But, as Sasuke said, there will only be one winner and loser that day, and I intend to win, I promise. What is going on here? One female parent asked another, staring angrily at Naruto as he watched Sasuke leave. I have no idea, the second female parent admitted. What were they thinking, making him a ninja? Don't they know who he is? Shish. You know the third's law, we're not supposed to talk about it. Perhaps we should file a petition to have his status changed? I completely agree with you there. So Sakura, Naruto inquired one again. What exactly is it? We're going on a date. Naruto? Yes. Stop. Sakura gave a tiny smile as Naruto hung his head. Meanwhile, the disguised Master Zen, who had a smile on his face, stood in the shadows. Congratulations, Naruto. So, what was your jutsu? Kiba inquired as he approached Naruto. What exactly do you mean? Naruto inquired. I mean the one you taught yourself to Iruka and Mizuki senseis, you idiot. Well, pupe, Naruto started, making Kiba snarl. The jutsu I performed and demonstrated is my little secret, he said with a smile and a chuckle. Damn you, Naruto, for just telling me. No way. Why should I tell you my secrets? You should know that revealing your secrets is not very ninja, silly Kiba. Naruto remarked, sweeping his right pointer finger left and right in front of Kiba's face. I'll tell you mine if you will tell me yours. And what exactly would that be? Wolf beast mimicry fang over fang. How the hell do you know that? Kiba. Shino asked, attempting to divert his focus away from Naruto. Everyone in the academy knows that. What do you mean, everyone? How would everyone know that? You don't recall showing it off in front of everyone else in the academy training field almost every chance you get almost every day of the week? Naruto inquired, tauntingly. Huh? It's true, Kiba, Sakura said. Do you mean to say you don't remember? Not to mention that fang over fang has been one of your clan's signature techniques for a long time now, Naruto replied. With that said, it doesn't sound like much a clan secret jutsu anymore. Since I already know, that would mean I don't have to tell you about my jutsu. Kiba's head was dangling and his arms were dangling as he leaned forward and murmured. It's not fair. Naruto chuckled as he noticed Master Zen peering behind a tree and strolling away from the area to his left. Well, I've got to go, so bye, Naruto exclaimed as he began to jog away. Hold on, Naruto. Iruka's voice yelled out, causing Naruto to stop in his tracks and look over his left shoulder while jogging in place. Iruka, sensei? I almost forgot to tell you that you, like everyone else, need to return to my classroom tomorrow. What is it for? Of course, for your team placements. Why are you jogging in place? Kind of need to be somewhere like this right now. Iruka assumed, must be a ramen run. Thanks for informing me, though. Show up tomorrow for team placement and you'll be fine. Naruto began to flee. You need to arrive by 4, Iruka exclaimed to Naruto. Got it. Don't be late, says the author. Okay. That boy has so much energy, I'm not sure where he gets it. Naruto was now sprinting around the park in search of Master Zen. Where did he go? Naruto was now sprinting up a spiral staircase that led above the level of the trees, and as he arrived at the top, he noticed Master Zen standing front and center with his arms crossed. Naruto dashed up to him, stopping right in front of him. Master Zen, check it out, Naruto said, pointing his right thumb at his headband. I'm a ninja now, said the ninja. Well done, Naruto. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so awesome. The life of a ninja sounds so exciting. Exciting, huh? I mean, it's got to be right? Maybe we'll go save some kind of princess or something. Naruto, the life of a ninja is not supposed to be exciting. Well, I know it's going to take a lot of work. The path of a ninja is a difficult one that will be difficult for you. You wearing the headband means you are willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of your people in your village, even if it means your life. You will have to make decisions that you never thought you would have to make, not just for the sake of your teammates but also for your mission, even if it involves your village to some degree. You may believe you are a ninja now, but you are not. What exactly are you talking about? I passed the exam. You'll understand what I mean once your team and instructor are assigned to you tomorrow. Why not just tell me? Says one. Because then you wouldn't learn, and I'll leave it at that, but for the time being, you must accompany me. Where to, and why? Outside the village, and I'll explain why when we get there. Now follow me. Master Zen rushed across the wooden floor, followed by Naruto, before leaping into the air over the railing on the roofing of some buildings, followed by Naruto. Minutes later, the two arrived next to the shores of the same enormous lake Naruto had used for training. What are we doing way out here? Naruto inquired as Master Zen approached the coastline. I am going to teach you a new technique, but I thought you said you wouldn't say that until I got my ki under control? I'm making an exception this time. Consider it your reward for passing your academy exam. After all, learning how to control your ki the hard way can be very effective. What exactly do you mean by the hard way? You're about to find out, but first I'm going to show you the technique you'll be learning. This requires you to draw your latent ki into the palm of your hands, and then once you have it, you release it all at once. Master Zen spreads his feet and legs apart slightly, cupping his hands together and aiming down the lake. You must concentrate your ki into a single point within the center of your palms, he says, bringing his cupped hands to his lower left side, near his left hip. Naruto can sense Master Zen's ki passing through him in a blue ball of energy slowly forming within the palm of his cupped hands, producing a charging sound. Amazing. Kami-ha-me, what's he going to? Master Zen then thrusts his cupped palms forward and yells. Ha! He then launches a tremendous blue beam of energy from the palms of his hands down the lake, separating the water as it passes over it. The beam was not huge or anything, but rather little, like Son Goku in the Dragon Ball series Kamehameha size. Naruto stared in disbelief and astonishment as the wind pushed his hair back with his mouth gaping. Unreal. The Kamehameha has no effect on the other side, it just dissipates, the ki utilized for the assault, the attack itself, as if it never existed. The water it passed through continued to churn until it came to a complete stop, settling as if nothing had disturbed it at all. Master Zen, that was incredible. What was it? That Naruto was a technique taught to me by my previous master, the knowledge of which he received from his master, and it is a technique that originated many thousands, if not millions, of years ago. Are you serious? That long ago? Wow. Stories say that previous users of this technique were able to use its power to such an incredible extent that they could blow up a planet. What the hell, are you seriously a planet? Imagine how powerful these people were to be able to pull off such a destructive feat. That just seems impossible. No way. It didn't seem impossible to these people. Do you want to try the Kamehameha wave for yourself, Naruto?
I don't know if I can do it like you, but I'll try.
Remember not to doubt yourself, Naruto, because that will lead to inevitable failure, Master Zen stated as he stepped aside to allow Naruto to take his place. It's similar to summoning your ki to surface into a ball, but this time both hands are required to create the Kamehameha, your ki channeling out through both your hands within the center of your palms, requiring more focus and concentration in channeling your ki, but you have to be careful of how much you put into the attack due to the current level you're at. Okay, if you don't put in the right amount, the attack will not work. If you put in too much, you may do more harm to yourself than to your opponent. These two things will happen due to a lack of concentration and focus. If you just channel your ki creating the attack without putting any focus or concentration into it, you will be gambling the attack, which may backfire on you or do nothing at all. Focus. Naruto said again as he closed his eyes. Yes, focus. Naruto stretches his legs apart, softly cupping his hands together, his ki moving through his body and being channeled via his arm. So far, so good, Master Zen said to Naruto as he checked Naruto's ki. Naruto then concentrates by bringing his cupped hands down to his lower right near his right hip and begins channeling his ki. Ka. Master Zen observed Naruto's clasped hands, noticing a faint blue light that appeared to be flickering between his hands. The man even noticed Naruto's forehead furrowing and a bead of sweat running down his brow. Me. Master Zen observed as the Kamehameha wave rose to the size of a golf ball, which he considered outstanding for his first attempt. Me. With the sphere meeting Naruto's hands, the Kamehameha within Naruto's cupped hands swelled in size in an instant, but Master Zen believed that there was too much. He was too late to warn him as Naruto brought his hands in front of him while yelling. Ha! The Kamehameha wave beam shoots from Naruto's hands, although it looks more like a messy spray of his ki spraying from Naruto's cupped hands, and as it does, Naruto writhes in pain, feeling the burns on his cupped palms.
The overcharged Kamehameha comes to a halt in an explosive fashion, sort of popping aloud in front of Naruto, the force of which sends Naruto flying backwards into the air, smacking into the bark of a tree, the impact against the wood causing Naruto to yell in pain. Master Zen closed his eyes and lowered his head as he watched Naruto raise his hands and look at them, his teeth pressed against one another as he growled at his damaged palm hands.
What exactly happened? You put too much into it, Master Zen stated as he approached Naruto, arms crossed across his chest. But how? I was focusing just like you said. Remember, Naruto, you don't have great control over your ki. Then what's the point of continuing? I'll just get hurt again. Learning the hard way can be most effective. Yeah, I know you mentioned it before, but you don't need to remind me, Naruto said as he stood up.
Master Zen then examined Naruto's hands, observing them heal at an inhuman rate as the burns appeared to glow a faint red, curing his wounds with a small amount of steam emanating off them as the wounds healed. Naruto's hands were completely healed in seconds, as if nothing had happened.
Try it again? Master Zen inquired. I don't think I want to. I had never thought of you as a quitter. Hell no, I am not a quitter. You just said you didn't want to try again, Master Zen remarked, looking back along the lake. Naruto's hands become fists as he runs up to his original position, Master Zen merely smiling. Naruto turns to face Master Zen, aiming his right pointer finger at him. No one ever calls me a quitter and gets away with it. I'll show you that I can master this technique no problem, so just watch, old man. Naruto assumed the same stance as before, preparing to perform the Kamehameha wave. Kamehameha. As the day continued, the Chunin ninja, Mizuki, prepared himself to begin his mission penetrating the Hokage Tower with the purpose of stealing the scroll of sealing.
He had intended for Naruto to infiltrate the Hokage residence and grab the scroll for him, but Naruto passed the exam.
Mizuki is now compelled to do it himself, reaching for his two massive shuriken, mounting them on his back, and readjusting his headband, the blue fabric covering the top of his head. He had what appeared to be a handmade map of the inside of the building where the scroll of sealing was located on the wall before him. He peered out his window, observing the orange sky as he prepared to begin his operation, penetrate the Hokage residence, steal the scroll of sealing, and flee to his master without leaving any sign of his own involvement. If Mizuki knew one thing, it was that this mission would be difficult. Returning to Naruto and Master Zen, the youngster was sitting on the coastline, taking deep breaths, with a minor amount of bruises on his palms that were already healing. Master Zen continued to look down on Naruto, astounded by his progress in the Kamehameha wave. Naruto was growing better and better as he tried again and again over the last few hours. Master Zen had only needed one day to master the technique back then, but it appeared that Naruto would not be able to do it by the end of the day. Even if he didn't, that didn't indicate he was in any way inadequate, if that's what you were thinking. You're getting better and better. Tell me how you're progressing with the Kamehameha wave. I am almost there, Master Zen, I know it. You did well, Naruto, and I am confident that in another day you will master it. We will continue this when you are free. But I am so close that I can do it. Remember what I said about strengthening your body and developing your own strength. That both the body and the mind require rest, correct? Naruto rose, so I guess I should just go home then? What you do from here on out is your time and yours alone. So I guess I'll just go eat some ramen then? A little piece of advice, don't just eat ramen. What, you want me to start eating vegetables? Yuck. You'd better get started or else. Or else what? Naruto said, his eyes narrowing. Your guard is down. Naruto may now be seen fleeing, leaving behind a chuckling Master Zen. When Naruto returned within the town walls that late evening, he was now strolling the village's dead empty roadways. As he walked through the village's deserted streets, he began to ponder what his future as a leaf ninja would be like. Master Zen highlighted how difficult the obligations of a ninja would be for Naruto. He comes to a halt as he notices someone landing on the roof of one of the buildings ahead of him, and Naruto believes it was Mizuki. Is that Mizuki-sensei? He looks well armed tonight? Is he going on some sort of mission? He even noticed the enormous scroll hidden beneath Mizuki's waist. That's a large scroll. Perhaps he's on his way to deliver it to another village or something. That would probably explain why he's armed to the teeth. Mizuki felt like someone was watching him as he looked over his shoulder to make sure he wasn't being followed. But why would anyone do something like that? He got in and out free and clean, but he was sure the missing of the scroll of sealing would be detected if he continued to squander time in the village. He looked down to street level and noticed Naruto, who appeared to be watching him around 2 streets away from his location. Damn it. Cursed Mizuki. Mizuki knew he shouldn't have stopped, and now he's been discovered by none other than Naruto. Mizuki gave Naruto from his vantage point a slight glare, which prompted Naruto to generate his own, aimed at Mizuki, and Naruto became suspicious. What was Mizuki's problem with staring at him like that? Then Naruto began to suspect that something greater was going on here, and that something bigger was something that shouldn't be happening. Naruto's intuition telling him to stop Mizuki and inquire as to what he was doing thus late at night. Hey! Mizuki bolted in the direction he was going, alerting Naruto. Come back here. Naruto after Mizuki, leaping to the rooftops himself and pursuing Mizuki as she fled using the rooftops of the village, and as he pursued Mizuki, it appeared as if Mizuki was heading towards the hamlet's front gates. Mizuki-sensei, stop, cried Naruto. Of all the people, it had to be Naruto, Mizuki said as he continued to run, disregarding Naruto as he leapt from roof to roof. Come back here. Within the Hokage's home, the third was walking down the hall when he came across the door to the Hokage vault. What he noticed about the vault was that the door appeared to be slightly parted apart, so he ran toward it, gripping and tugging the door open, and when he looked inside, he noticed only one thing was missing from the vault's contents: the scroll of sealing. As his pipe falls out of his mouth and hits the floor, the third's eyes widen. Anbu. Naruto pursued Mizuki back to the Leaf Village's woodlands, landing in an open location within the woods where he could see a little hut up ahead. This site was not near the lake where he and Master Zen were rehearsing the Kamehameha wave, but was considerably further away. As Naruto approached the center of the arena, he began panning his head left and right, looking for Mizuki, who was nowhere to be found. Mizuki-sensei, come on out? Naruto inquired. I know you are still here. Naruto. Mizuki appeared ahead of Naruto, landing on a single knee with a smirk on his face. What's up with the sudden change in mood? Naruto questioned, maintaining his suspicious expression. Mizuki-sensei, why did you run? Run? What exactly are you talking about? Why did you flee from me? Why would I want to run away from you, Naruto? You saw me on the street and ran away as if the Anbu Black Ops were hot on your tail? That's ridiculous, Naruto. Why would the Anbu want me? I'm not sure why they'd be after you. I can assure you that I am fine, and there is no need for you to continue following me out of concern. Do you mind explaining where you're going then, leaving the village this late at night? You certainly look packed for a long journey. Well, that's because I'm going on an important mission, Mizuki explained. What kind of mission? Naruto inquired further. Don't tell anyone, but I'm going to deliver a very important message to our allies. And what would that be? Well, I'm heading to Whirlpool Country to deliver this important message. He pats the enormous scroll behind him with a hand, to the hidden Whirling Tides village. This message must be delivered to them at all costs and at all speeds, so please understand why I must go, Naruto. Naruto's face then returned to its innocent appearance, and Mizuki smirked inside, knowing he had succeeded in misleading Naruto. Alright, Mizuki-sensei, you're free to go, and I apologize for delaying your important mission. Thank you, Naruto, Mizuki said as he turned around and walked away till. Though I would be sorry if you weren't heading for a destroyed village since the clan wars. Mizuki came to a halt in his tracks, frozen in place, as Naruto narrowed his eyes on the back of Mizuki, his hands clenching into fists. Mizuki closed his eyes smirking, a low chuckle followed. Where are you really going? Naruto said, spreading his legs and reaching for his Z-staff with his right hand. I can't believe it, I've been outsmarted by this brat. Excuse me? Naruto. Naruto peered over his shoulder and saw Iruka land some distance behind him. Iruka, sensei? Naruto, get the hell away from him. Mizuki instantly turned around while reaching for one of his two gained shuriken, twirling it and throwing it with a yell toward the turned Naruto. Naruto, get down, says the narrator. See ya, Mizuki screamed, a maniacal expression on his face. Naruto turned back in his original direction, seeing the gigantic spinning shuriken headed his way, and the child quickly evades, leaping up while simultaneously detaching his Z-staff. The shuriken spun exactly under his boots, but it was at this instant that Naruto pressed the Z button on the staff, causing the ends of the Z-staff to expand. With one end of his staff, he thrusts it down through the middle of the rapidly spinning shuriken, spinning himself and the shuriken in a complete 360 before throwing and releasing the weapon back toward Mizuki with a cry as the weapon was launched back at the traitor. Mizuki was stunned to see his own sword approaching him now, let alone Naruto's unexpected proficiency. Leaving that aside for the moment, the man leans back, almost avoiding his own thrown shuriken, which just pulls few hairs and stabs into a tree behind him. Iruka falls right next to Naruto, twisting his staff around his form before pausing and now holding the weapon in a reverse grip within his right hand, one of the ends of the staff now visible behind his left shoulder. Nice moves, Naruto, says the ninja, I aim to please. Damn you, Naruto, Mizuki exclaimed, rising to his feet and staring at the two. It's a good thing you found Mizuki first, because if you hadn't, he might have been long gone from the village with the scroll of sealing by now, Iruka stated as he spun a kunai. What exactly is going on here? Inquired Naruto. Did you notice Mizuki's scroll? Yeah, I see it. That is the scroll of sealing, which contains forbidden jutsu locked away by the first Hokage, and seeing Mizuki with it in his possession, he stole it. I knew you were lying from the start, Naruto remarked. So the brat grew a brain, how cute. Iruka inquired, why, Mizuki? Why are you doing this? Do you want to know why? Isn't it obvious? With the knowledge that the scroll of sealing can provide, I will become invincible. Power is the motive, you idiot. How did you get there? I don't have to explain myself to you and Naruto. Now we have two options. You can either let me go peacefully, or I will take care of both of you myself. What makes you think you can? Mocked Iruka. Mizuki laughed, crossing his arms across his chest. Iruka, you and I both know that I am far superior to you. I carried out missions for this village, honing my skills on the battlefield, while all you did was sit behind a desk teaching brats. Those brats are the future of our village, ensuring its safety and continued prosperity. And what makes you think you can take on both of us? Naruto questioned, bracing himself for fight. That almost makes me want to laugh. I know I'm stronger than Iruka, but you Naruto, I'm far superior to you, and you're out of your league. Let's find out, then. Wait a minute, Naruto. Mizuki is correct. You should stay out of this and let me handle him. No way. We both know we would have a much better chance against him if we worked together. Haven't you ever heard that two heads are better than one? I understand what you're saying, Naruto, but right now I'm the best chance of at least delaying Mizuki until reinforcements arrive. Your safety will be my primary concern, and I'm sorry to say that you'll only get in the way. Hey, I'm now a ninja and, Just do as I say, Naruto. As your superior, I am giving you a direct order. You are not prepared for an opponent like Mizuki. Tell that to Sasuke, murmured Naruto. It is unknown whether Sasuke is now stronger than Mizuki, but Naruto believed that even Sasuke could defeat Mizuki. But Naruto was able to defeat Sasuke. He didn't actually beat Sasuke because their fight was interrupted by Master Zen, but Naruto thought he had a chance against Mizuki. Iruka, do you think I'm a fool? Leaving Naruto out of the fight would allow him to flee to the third, and he's not going anywhere on my watch. And how are you going to keep Naruto here while you're fighting me, Mizuki? Mizuki grinned. Well, you see, as I stole the scroll of sealing, I will admit that I took a little peek inside my own. You peeked? Iruka said, nearly horrified, for who knows what jutsu Mizuki learned from the scroll. Would you like to see what new jutsu I learned? Mizuki inquired, taunting in his own way as he crossed his pointer and middle fingers in front of him. Shadow clone jutsu, says the narrator. Suddenly, another version of himself appeared behind Mizuki, clutching the same seal as him but only one. Don't you think this evens things out? Naruto, you need to get out of here. I don't think so, Mizuki's shadow clone exclaimed, appearing behind Naruto and blocking his path. You're not going anywhere. With this jutsu, I will undoubtedly dispatch both of you at once. Just because you know a forbidden jutsu does not automatically make you the winner, Mizuki. You are already allowing arrogance to get to you, and it will be that which leads to your downfall this night, Iruka screamed. We'll see who falls, Iruka, because I'll be standing there laughing at you and Naruto's dead bodies. Don't worry, I've got this one while you kick the real ones in the shins, Naruto said. Whether you're real or not, you won't be able to beat me, Shadow Clone Mizuki asserted. We'll have to see about that. Naruto yelled as he dashed forward upon the Shadow Clone, attacking with his staff, but the clone spun out two kunai, using them to stop each of Naruto's hits with his staff, and as he deflected them, he stepped back while Naruto continued to attack. Naruto took one last blow with his staff, swinging it horizontally from his left, while the shadow clone dived beneath it before leaping into the woods and landing on one of the branches, and then it fled, with Naruto pursuing it through the trees. Well, then, Iruka. Iruka refocused his attention on Mizuki, who raises his left hand, his fingers wrapped around something as if it were real. Mizuki then drew his palm forward, and the big shuriken that had been stabbed into the tree before was pulled out, whirling back toward Mizuki, who caught it in his left hand's hold. Let's get this party started, shall we? You're making a big mistake, Mizuki. I've wanted to do this for a long time, Mizuki remarked before charging forward, yelling. Naruto landed on a tree branch within a tree, searching for Mizuki. Damn, where the hell did he go? Right here, you fool. Naruto instantly brought up his staff to his right, blocking the kick with the front end of Shadow Clone Mizuki's foot stopping an inch away from his cheek. He immediately shoved the foot away, but the Shadow Clone sliced down a kunai it had in its left hand clutching for Naruto's back, but the youngster just dove low with the knife, taking only 1 or 3 hairs from the top of his head. Naruto then rolls himself forward off the branch, catching the branch with his hand and kicking his feet forward, and the Shadow Clone was forced to evade Naruto's feet that were closing in from behind as the boy spun up and over the branch from behind. Naruto's assault is deflected as the Shadow Clone hops from one branch to another. Naruto's feet now touch the top of the branch as he kneels to glance over his shoulder at the receding Shadow Clone. Wow, that's some clone. It's nothing like the ordinary clone jutsu, for sure. It's as if I'm fighting the real Mizuki himself, as if this were the real deal. This clone is not an illusion, but an actual solid clone. Why don't you just give up now, Naruto? You know you have no chance against me, let alone a clone of me. Oh, so you're stronger than everyone after you learn one new little trick, huh? Well, maybe not everyone, but I am definitely stronger than you. Are you sure? Naruto smirked as he stood up with his back to Mizuki and peeked over his left shoulder. Why don't you come over here and find out for yourself, brat? No, I think I'll just let you come over here and show me. Excuse me? You heard me call your bluff, so come prove it to me unless you're lying. Little brat. I'll even make it simple for you, Naruto replied, his back turned. Alright, I'm ready now. Naruto is aware of the Shadow Clone's snarl. Come on, give in and fall for it. I'll try to make you regret that. Naruto smiled as the Shadow Clone leapt from its place toward Naruto's clouded with nothing but hatred. Come a little closer, and... When the Shadow Clone got close enough, a ball of ki immediately formed in Naruto's right hand, which he grasped his fingers around, causing light to come out from between his fingers, and the Shadow Clone was surprised, remembering how Naruto showed him and Iruka that jutsu at the academy today. Naruto rapidly spins around, his ki blast armed reared back, and yells. Take this. Naruto hurls the ki ball at the shadow clone. Have to evade. The shadow clone immediately tosses one of its big shuriken to its left, stabbing into the bark of a tree, and pulls itself out of the path of oblivion with a tug on the ninja wire connecting to it. Ki Naruto's ball formed and threw away as it crashed into a tree, blowing out part of the bark to shreds, and when it cleared, the damage inflicted seemed almost halfway into the tree, the wound upon the tree circular in shape but little. Damn it, it missed. The shadow clone falls against the tree, attaching its feet to it with chakra next to its hurled shuriken and looking at the damage. So he wasn't kidding when he said he could throw it, and I must admit I've never heard or seen a jutsu like this before. Could this brat, this loser, really have developed this? The shadow clone turned back towards the direction Naruto should be, but he did so because he heard an approaching sound, which turned out to be another ki blast from Naruto. The shadow clone was quick enough to withdraw its shuriken before leaping off the tree and down to ground level, the ki blast striking its previous place and causing the same damage. Naruto appeared near the shadow clone Mizuki as he fell on the grass, swinging his staff from his lower left. This caused the shadow clone to tilt its body in an angle, avoiding the staff going over its nose, but Naruto slashes ahead with a kunai equipped within his right hand, which the shadow clone evaded as well, leaping away from Naruto. He's faster than he was previously. Naruto didn't stop there, hurling the kunai in his right hand directly towards the shadow clone who was leaping away from him. The shadow clone slides down the grass, pausing a few feet before a tree, and watching the thrown kunai close in, the shadow clone just pans its head to the lower right, escaping the kunai that travels past its cheek and cutting into the tree bark behind him. Really? Mocked the shadow clone. Naruto charged forward, staff in hand, toward the shadow clone. Fool. The shadow clone hurls one of its massive shuriken towards Naruto, who freezes in place, the massive shuriken impaling within him. Naruto was knocked off his feet by a direct hit to his heart, his eyes were clouded, and the shadow clone Mizuki laughed aloud. See, you've never stood a chance against me, you pathetic weakling. That is when it occurred. Poof. The shadow clone's eyes widened, yet he also wore a puzzled expression. Its eyes widen when the substitution jutsu is employed, but what perplexes it is that the object utilized in Naruto's replacement is a kunai, but where? The shadow clone's eyes widen once more as it quickly turns around, too late to dodge as Naruto thrusts a ki blast ball into the shadow clone's face with the palm of his right hand. As Naruto yelled, the ki blast collides with the face of the shadow clone, smashing it and his attack into the ground, blowing fragments of rock and dirt into the air, and a poof of the shadow clone being killed is heard. Returning to Iruka and the real Mizuki, Iruka was on the ground face first, while Mizuki stood tall. Iruka was not dead yet, as one of Mizuki's gigantic shuriken was plunged into the man's back and Mizuki's right foot propped atop one of the weapon's 4 sharp blades, the traitor smiling down on the pained Iruka. I told you wouldn't stand a chance against me, Iruka. I've known all of your tricks since we were both children. Damn you. It's time to finish you off, Mizuki said, raising his left hand with the second enormous shuriken in his grasp and about to swing when he felt a signal in his head that his shadow clone had been defeated. Once again, outwitted by that fox brat. What is going on here? Do you think a clone can defeat Naruto, Mizuki? Shut it. He is lucky because after I kill you here and now I am gone. Mizuki. Mizuki looked to his right and saw a ki blast shoot down to ground level before hovering over it and shooting toward him, causing the man to leap away from Iruka, the ki blast missing Iruka and hitting the bark of a tree, blasting bits off of it. Mizuki landed safely on his feet along the grass until he came to a halt, glancing back to see Naruto land near Iruka, armed with his Z-staff, and Naruto's face was enraged. I am surprised you are still alive, Naruto. Do you think a stupid clone will suffice for me? You sure are dumb for an experienced former leaf ninja. Me, the dumb one, don't make me laugh, you stupid little ape. Doesn't the fact that you were outwitted by this so-called ape make you the stupid one? Naruto smirked. Enough with you smart-ass mouth, shouted Mizuki. The disloyal leaf ninja created the seal for the shadow clone jutsu, causing a solid clone of himself to appear next to his side. I don't believe jutsu will help you much in this battle, Mizuki. What? Looking at the sweat streaming down your face, you're not even used to such a jutsu, so it must consume a significant amount of your chakra, am I right? As much as I'd like to deny it, Brad is correct. I'm not used to jutsu like this, and it consumes a lot of chakra. That's one advantage for me and one disadvantage for you because the more you spam that jutsu, the more you will eventually drain yourself dry, and furthermore, the shadow clone itself can only take a single hit and poof it's gone, done, as I discovered when I defeated that clone of yours earlier." Naruto impressed Iruka, who had picked himself up to his knees. "When did Naruto get so smart?" Mizuki inquired. "What happened to you? You were never this strong, fast, or intelligent before, and now you appear today almost brand new. You can call me a new Naruto Uzumaki, but I'm still the same old Naruto Uzumaki here. You may have grown stronger, and I may not understand how you did it, Naruto, but you will not win, you will perish alongside Iruka. We'll see who is the one who dies here tonight." "Oh, is that a threat? You are going to kill me?" Mizuki laughed. "Here you come, playing hero, and you think you've got what it takes to take a life. You haven't even become a ninja or gone on your first real mission yet, and here you are boasting you're going to kill me. A ninja must do what is necessary for the sake of his village. And what good is killing me going to do? For one thing, you won't be leaving the village with that scroll. I can't have you reading it or sharing its secrets with anyone else, can I? I will stop you from leaving the village, Mizuki, even if it means killing you not just for your backstabbing, but for the harm you caused Iruka-sensei." "Naruto, I'm calling your bluff, show me what you've got." Mizuki and his shadow clone both rapidly raised their hands behind their waists and thrust their arms forward, launching a torrent of kunai at Naruto. "Naruto, get out of the way," shouted Iruka. However, Naruto merely ran ahead, remembering the part of his training with the bees as he envisioned all of the kunai Sasuke threw down on him the other day, the kunai to him being nothing more than bee stingers. Naruto dodged the kunai as he ran through them, shocking Mizuki and his clone, and when Naruto finally emerged from the other end of the airborne kunai flying past behind him, he leapt through the air with a reared back right fist toward the shadow clone. "Your guards are down," Naruto said to the astonished shadow clone, slamming his fist across the clone's face and sending it up in smoke, the smoke engulfing Naruto. Mizuki took advantage of the smoke obscuring Naruto's form and blinding the boy's vision as he threw a dozen kunai toward the haze, but the smoke is blown away by Naruto quickly twisting his staff in front of him, deflecting the kunai away and without allowing one to hit him. The boy then ran toward Mizuki, whirling his staff to his right with both hands, while Mizuki drew both of his enormous shuriken with both hands. The two then engaged in a staff-wielding Naruto versus dual-weapon-wielding Mizuki battle, with their weapons clanging aloud, smashing against one another, with Mizuki on the defensive, blocking attacks from Naruto's staffs as well as kicks that he put within them. All Iruka could do was watch as Naruto and Mizuki circled each other, striking each other, blocking or escaping each other's kicks or swings of their weapons, and he was always impressed by Naruto. As Mizuki continued tight fight with Naruto, he grew irritated since it was proving more difficult to take down Naruto than Iruka, but the man could have been holding back because he was blinded by their so-called friendship. Mizuki was able to repel Naruto's swung staff to his left, but all he did was cause Naruto to crouch, his form spinning in a complete 360 on foot, slashing a kunai he had armed in his left hand, and it was the kunai that slashed through the belt holding the scroll of sealing secured behind Mizuki's waist. "The scroll," says the narrator. Meanwhile, Naruto thought, quickly rolling forward past Mizuki while picking up the scroll before front-flipping forward through the air away from Mizuki. Naruto turning himself around in the air to face Mizuki's direction with under the pit of his left arm now landing on the ground across from Mizuki. "You little thief, give that back. Look at who's talking." "Why you?" Mizuki screamed as Naruto strapped the scroll of sealing across his back, putting the belt in a knot in front of him. "Nice work, Naruto. Wow, Mizuki, this idiot has outwitted you 3 times now." "Just shut up already, Naruto," Mizuki exclaimed. "Did I strike a nerve?" Mizuki abruptly vanished from his location, only to be resurrected by the astonished Naruto, who was peering over his shoulder as Mizuki reappeared in midair behind him, hurling down his last enormous shuriken. Naruto flips backwards, angling his form horizontally and whirling over the shuriken that goes directly under him, but just as Mizuki lands, he pulls back the ninja wire he had tied to his weapon. The gigantic shuriken is then spun back at Naruto, who has landed on his feet with his back to the shuriken and facing Mizuki. He wasn't foolish because he remembered Mizuki's clone using the enormous shuriken, so he backflips with the blade against whirling past under him toward Mizuki. At the same moment he was backflipping, he pointed his right palm forward, releasing a ki blast at Mizuki, who, after regaining control of his shuriken, leaps away, allowing the ki blast to reach the place he was standing in. Naruto landed on his feet as Mizuki sprang away, and promptly launched a kunai up toward Mizuki from his left hand's hold, his left arm swishing out to his left as his kunai shot up toward Mizuki. Mizuki rapidly swipes his enormous shuriken before him, reflecting the kunai away and spinning through the air over Naruto's location, But then he notices another kunai coming up toward him, thrown up by Naruto, and Mizuki immediately devises a plan. Mizuki performed the substitution jutsu to replace himself with Naruto's first thrown kunai, reappearing within the kunai position behind Naruto. Mizuki was basically using Naruto's plan against Naruto himself, and as he appeared behind Naruto with his giant shuriken in hand reared back, he smirked. However, that is when Naruto kicked back his right kick into the shocked Mizuki's stomach, causing the man to hunch over within the air and shoot back through it away from Naruto. He knew. Naruto predicted Mizuki appearing behind him like that. How? Iruka thought as he got up, Mizuki's second enormous shuriken in his hand, his palm outstretched behind him. Mizuki stumbled on the ground before coming to a halt, staring back at Naruto. How, Naruto? How did you know I would appear behind you like that? Mizuki screamed, rising to his feet. Well, it was obvious during my battle with your shadow clone. As I was fighting it, I was surprised by its memory, being able to recall moments of the past as if he were you, as well as display your personality. I theorized that the user of the shadow clone jutsu may somehow be able to recall the memories of his clone, and seeing how you used the same plan I used against your clone using my own kunai as a replacement. Iruka commended Naruto, saying, "Wow, Naruto, you are amazing now." I know right? Naruto exclaimed to Mizuki, letting his defenses down, which Mizuki exploited by throwing his massive shuriken at Naruto. Naruto glances back as the big shuriken approaches his face, and he is able to sidestep to his right, but the blade of the shuriken slices clean through his headband, ripping it in half as it falls from his forehead to the ground. When Naruto landed, he was met with Mizuki's punches and kicks, the second big shuriken stabbing within the bark of a tree, and Naruto deflecting or escaping Mizuki's strikes as he backed away and Mizuki advanced in his attacks. Mizuki was hitting quicker than ever before, clouded only by his rage, but it seemed as if his rage was making him stronger and faster at this point, and Naruto was struggling to keep up. Finally, Mizuki was able to land a hit on Naruto after ducking under the swing of Naruto's staff and delivering his right fist into Naruto's stomach, knocking the boy out cold, and he wasn't done yet as he shot up his left knee up Naruto's chin to then deliver the bottom of his right foot kicking it into Naruto, sending the boy tumbling backwards along the ground. When Naruto came to a halt, he picked himself up with his arms still on his knees, blood dripping from the corners of his mouth, and realized that his Z-staff was no longer in his hand, but was now laying on the ground before Mizuki, Naruto having lost grip of it during the tumble. Mizuki calmly went ahead, kicking the staff aside and walking away from Naruto. "I'm done with you, Naruto, it's time I put the 9 tails to rest." Naruto inquired, "9 tails, what are you talking about?" Mizuki came to a halt, laughing. "Oh, that's right, he has no idea." "Know what? Of course, that's why everyone looks at you so coldly." "Mizuki, don't," shouted Iruka. "You see, Naruto, 15 years ago there was an incident." "Stop." Iruka raised his right arm to throw the big shuriken, but Mizuki instantly countered by stabbing a kunai into the underside of Iruka's forearm, causing the man to cringe in pain and lose grasp on the weapon, which fell to the ground. "You can just shut up, Iruka. Naruto has long wanted to know why the village hates him so much, and I am going to give it to him. Someone has to tell him, even though you and the rest of the village were aware the entire time." "What?" Naruto wondered as he rose to his feet. "Knew exactly what the whole time?" "As I was saying before Iruka rudely interrupted me, a certain incident occurred 15 years ago. Do you know what that incident was, Naruto?" "What?" "The 9 tails attack. It was that attack 15 years ago that crippled our village forces to almost a diminishing level, but thanks to the brave sacrifice of the 4th Hokage, he was able to kill it. Kill is rather exaggerated given what he was dealing with that night, along with the many brave leaf ninja who all lost their lives. The 4th never killed the 9-tailed demon fox, but rather he sealed it." "Don't," shouted Iruka. "As you can see, stop, Mizuki. He sealed. It's forbidden. The 4th Hokage sealed the 9 tails in you, Naruto." Mizuki said to the now speechless Naruto with a maniacal grin, "You are the 9-tailed fox. That explains it. I am a monster, just like they said. It was you who crippled our village to near extinction that night. It was you who took the many lives of the many heroic leaf ninja that night. It was you who took the life of the leaf's 4th Hokage. It was all you, Naruto." Naruto's hair was dropped, his hands were now fists, his teeth were clenched, his eyes were shadowed, and his figure was observed to be shaking with fury and grief. "Naruto, don't pay attention to anything he says, none of it. Enough with the lies, Iruka, it's already too late," Mizuki stated as he continued to smile at Naruto. How does it feel, Naruto, to know that you are responsible for hundreds of deaths? Mizuki yanked on ninja wire, releasing the large shuriken that had been stabbed into the tree and whirling back into his right hand's grasp. Time for me to put you out of your misery, he added as he started spinning the shuriken. Now, die, nine-tailed fox. Mizuki tossed the shuriken forward, closing in on Naruto. No, Naruto. All this time, everyone knew why. I really am a monster. The shuriken was about to make the kill when a kunai was thrown from within the tree line against it, sending it flying over Naruto's left shoulder and the weapon stabbing under the bark of another tree. What just happened? Mizuki inquired, perplexed, as he was certain the weapon should have struck. Then a kunai is thrown from the unknown, breaking Mizuki's tie to it and confounding the ninja even more as he tugged back on to find his ninja wire cut. What's going on? Naruto, you fool. A familiar male voice echoed from all about him, jolting him out of his reverie. Who's there? Mizuki inquired. Show yourself. Mizuki only hoped it wasn't the Anbu, but it wasn't. Master Zen? Naruto asked, his voice low. Naruto, are you going to believe every word this man says about you? He knows nothing about you and yet you submit to defeat accepting his lies in belief that you are the Nine Tails. Don't be a pitiful fool. To accept his lie is like you kneeling giving up the fight and there you are standing like a practice dummy to die. No. No, I am not. Then show me. Show me what you have learned. Show me the strength of Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto smiled as he sank into a stance that resembled a very familiar stance from the distant past. It was the same fighting position as Son Goku's, the dragon stance, when he first met Vegeta in their first combat in life. As soon as Naruto took his position, his shape began to radiate his ki, which flowed from the upper section of his body. Mizuki took a step back, surprising the ninja as well as Iruka, and both of them remembered feeling this so-called form of chakra, which was actually ki. Is that his chakra? It's visible. Mizuki worried in his head, and he could feel Naruto's wind blowing on him, not hurricane intense, but a strong breeze of wind. Where did he get this power? Iruka grinned as he glanced at Naruto, who was simply smiling. Iruka was pleased of him. Get him, Naruto, exclaimed Iruka. Here I go. Naruto sprinted at Mizuki, who took a few more steps back as Naruto dashed forward, confidence on his face. Mizuki desperately threw a couple of shuriken at Naruto, but the boy seemed to vanish from his spot, reappearing ahead of the shuriken, shocking Mizuki while still in his run, and then Naruto vanished again, reappearing before Mizuki, and that is when Naruto began to inflict pain on the man. Mizuki was barely able to keep up with Naruto's quick movements and blows as the boy sprang up delivering forward or spinning kicks as well as a mix of punches and kicks, and Mizuki was only getting lucky barely escaping the strikes, but his luck did not last long. Soon after, the man felt a fist scrape his left cheek, a kick to his right rib cage, and two punches thrown to his chest, causing him to bend over with Naruto leaping up and delivering a spinning kick across Mizuki's face, causing the man to spin around in a complete 360 while staggering back. When Mizuki was facing Naruto again, he sent a right punch forward, striking a direct strike to the left side of Naruto's cheek, but Naruto seemed unfazed, roaring aloud and throwing his right fist forward, Mizuki's mouth gaping and shocked at Naruto's might. The punch was powerful enough to launch Mizuki into the air. Goo! Both Iruka and the concealed Master Zen said, cheering the boy on. Naruto oh. Naruto smiled as he cupped his hands to his lower right and said the incantations aloud as the assault built and brightened through his fingers, piercing the darkness with a bright blue. Kamehameha. Naruto immediately thrusts his cupped hands forward and up toward Mizuki, unleashing a mastered Kamehameha wave. Iruka and Mizuki stunned beyond comprehension, and Master Zen, concealed in the shadows, beaming as he thought. There it is. Mizuki, on the other hand, could only bring his arms up as a barrier and scream in terror as the beam hit him, blowing his position in the air up. The blast radius of the Kamehameha was not enormous, but to any beginner of the Kamehameha, but from Master Zen's perspective, Naruto's Kamehameha was quite large. Naruto did not kill Mizuki as the man's body fell from the smoke in the early sky, hitting the ground with smoke pouring off his form, the man unconscious, and Naruto still holding his cupped hands in front of him, taking in breaths as steam emanated from his cupped palms, returning to Master Zen's ideas. In all honesty, I never truly mastered the Kamehameha in a single day. It took me about a week, and yet Naruto here mastered it in less than a day. He may not have mastered it on his first try, but mastering it in less than a day is something. Naruto sat back on his bottom, wearing a Goku-like stupid smile that he had no idea about, and murmured, I did it. The Naruto Uzumaki saga comes to an end to be continued.
That's it for this podcast and for listening to this video. If you did enjoy this part of the story, like, share, and subscribe for more. And thank you all for happy support and have a great day.